Caitlin Clark's journey is a story of quiet power. From the very beginning, she was surrounded by voices that doubted, questioned, and criticized. People said she was too confident, too outspoken, too ambitious for the women's game. They said she couldn't handle the pressure that came with being the face of college basketball. But Caitlin never argued back. She understood something most players never do. You don't have to answer your critics with words when your game can speak louder than any voice in the room. Every time she stepped onto the court, she carried herself with a calm that only true competitors understand. She didn't chase fame, she didn't demand attention, she earned it. When she played, everything else faded away. The noise, the opinions, the comparisons, gone. It was just Caitlin, the court, and the ball. What made her special wasn't just her scoring, it was her vision. She could see plays before they happened. She could anticipate where her teammates would be, where defenders would move, and how to create something out of nothing. Her assists weren't just passes, they were pieces of art, crafted in real time. Every assist told a story of awareness, timing, and trust. It's why fans loved her and opponents feared her. In the early stages of her career, Caitlin had to earn everything. She didn't come from privilege in the basketball world. She built her reputation one performance at a time, facing tougher defenses, higher expectations, and endless scrutiny. When she started breaking records, people tried to downplay it. They said she was only good because of her system, her teammates, or her coach. But she knew the truth: greatness always finds excuses thrown in its path. What matters is how you respond. And Caitlin responded the only way she knew, by improving every single day. She became known not just for scoring deep threes, but for making her team better. Her assists started becoming headlines. No-look passes that slipped through. Defenders, bounce passes that curved like poetry, quick feeds that turned defense into offense in seconds. It was as if she was playing chess while everyone else was still learning checkers. Each assist was a message, not of arrogance, but of mastery. She wanted people to know that basketball wasn't about showing off, it was about seeing the bigger picture. Critics began to realize that they couldn't stop her with words. So they tried to stop her with tactics. Opponents built defensive schemes designed specifically to shut her down. They double-teamed her, trapped her at half-court, and tried to break her rhythm. But Caitlin adapted. She started turning those traps into opportunities, slipping the ball to open teammates, creating spacing, and controlling the tempo. It wasn't just physical talent anymore, it was intelligence. She was reading the game at a level that separated her from everyone else. Through every game, Caitlin Clark showed that the real measure of a player isn't how loud they are, it's how consistent they remain when the spotlight gets brighter. She never lost her composure. Even when the crowd was against her, even when the media questioned her every move, she stayed centered. Because Caitlin knew something powerful: silence isn't weakness, it's control. The louder the critics got, the quieter she became, letting her assists, her vision, and her leadership do all the talking. Her teammates noticed at first how she could turn frustration into focus. When a game started slipping away, she was the one who calmed the team down. When others panicked, she saw solutions. And that's what makes a true leader. It's not about shouting instructions, it's about leading by example, by presence, by energy. Caitlin had that aura, the kind that makes everyone around her believe they can win, no matter how tough the situation. As Caitlin's career began to rise, so did the noise. Every highlight she created became a topic of debate. Some praised her brilliance, others questioned her attitude. Every assist she made was replayed online, not just as a basketball move, but as a statement of confidence. That's the price of greatness, every action is magnified. Yet, she never wavered. She understood that if you want to be remembered, you must also be misunderstood. The critics didn't see the hours she spent after practice, working on timing, on precision, on vision. They didn't see the late nights studying film or the quiet mornings when she trained alone, long before cameras arrived. While others were talking, Caitlin was preparing. She was building something no amount of hate could destroy: mastery. She didn't need to post about her grind. You could see it every time she touched the ball. The speed, the awareness, the unselfishness, it all told the story of someone who wasn't chasing applause but purpose. And when she played, that purpose was clear: to elevate everyone around her. Caitlin's assists became her signature. When defenders collapsed on her, she didn't panic, she created. When they tried to take away her shot, she found new ways to dominate. She turned every obstacle into an opening. Her ability to see passing lanes where none seemed to exist left commentators speechless. Fans began to realize they weren't just watching an athlete, they were witnessing an artist. And like any great artist, Caitlin's canvas was the court, her brush was the ball, and her masterpiece was the chemistry she built with her teammates. But what made her story even more powerful was her humility. She never claimed to be perfect. She made mistakes, missed shots, had bad games, but she always came back stronger. Each setback became a setup for a greater comeback. That's what defines champions, not how they celebrate victories, but how they recover from defeats. Caitlin learned to handle criticism the stoic way. She didn't let it define her. She understood that she couldn't control what people said, only how she responded. So instead of fighting words, she fought laziness. Instead of chasing validation, she chased improvement. Every time the media tried to spark controversy, she let her play right the answer. That calmness became her weapon. She didn't need to win arguments, she was too busy winning games. The fans noticed the change in energy around her. Her presence on the court carried weight, not because of fame, but because of respect. Opponents feared her because they knew she could see everything. She wasn't just playing basketball, she was orchestrating it. Her timing, her decision-making, her control of pace, it was all surgical. And that's when people started to understand, Caitlin Clark wasn't here to prove anything to anyone. She was here to redefine what women's basketball could look like. Her assists became metaphors for something bigger, how one person's vision can lift others. Every time she delivered a perfect pass, she reminded the world that greatness isn't selfish. It's generous. True greatness helps others shine. That's why her teammates loved playing with her. They trusted her, not just as a point guard, but as a leader. She had a way of making everyone feel involved, important, and capable. And in a world full of ego, that kind of leadership stands out. As the spotlight grew brighter, so did the pressure. Every performance became a test. Every loss became a headline. People began to measure her by unrealistic standards, expecting perfection every night. But Caitlin never tried to be perfect. She tried to be consistent. That's what made her different. She didn't need validation from applause, her satisfaction came from execution. When she stepped off the court, she didn't ask, "Did they like me?" She asked, "Did I play my best?" And that mindset is what separates good players from great ones. Caitlin Clark wasn't chasing fame, fame was chasing her.